Good evening.
Hello.
We are so pleased that you are all assembled. We please ask for Michelle to open her eyes now. What is your question?
My question, thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yes.
How do I teach people to be like water?
You don't teach, you show. You are the water. You continue to be the water, and it is up to them whether or not they decide to choose that path. You do not teach anybody. You just be the water.
How do I be the water?
You be the water. You flow. You don't resist and be the boulder. You know the difference between the boulder and the water?
I don't.
The boulder is hard and blocks the flow. The flow is strong and always existing. The flow of water is powerful. It is your power. It is your light. You know what it feels like when you get in the way of your own power?
Yes.
That is the resistance of a boulder. You are everything that is not the boulder. That is how you be the water. You are the water. You are a constant stream of energy flowing from the divine, always. That is the truth of who you are. And when you choose to stop coming back, you move into that ever-present space that is even beyond the flow. It is just space and light and everything that is not the boulder.
Is there anything that I need to focus on in my life?
You focus, you don't need. There is nothing you need. There are things you want, and those are things that you can decide to have in this lifetime. That's why you are here. You are choosing this path. To learn, to grow, to accept, to make manifest. And you are a very good manifester, and you already know this. You can have anything that you want at any time. At any time. You don't need to do anything. What is it that you want?
I want to know how to stay on my path.
You are on your path.
I feel like sometimes I let myself get distracted. How do I stop being distracted?
It is a good thing that you are distracted. It is because you want differing things. Focus on the energy that is the strongest. It is as if it is the strongest path between the boulders. That is going with the flow, the strongest flow that is in you. You know how it feels. You are a very perceptive soul. You just want different things. And so you want this, and you want that, and you want this, and you want that, and you want this, and you really want this, and you really want this, but you want this too. Yes? Which one is the strongest want?
My martial arts training.
Do that. Everything else is just fun.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So excited to be here. Thank you.
We love your incitement.
So I am just going to pick a question. One of the things I wrote down is I'm curious as to what makes Michelle an especially clear channel. It's one of the things that you use to describe her is that she has that clarity. If you could talk a little bit about that, that would be exciting.
Michelle is one who is open like a straw. She allows the energy to flow through most of the time. We have been coming to her since the time she was a baby. And we have been guiding her and preparing her entire life for this time in her life. She is not the only one. She is the one who is ready now. It is time for this information to come out in a very big way. And you will help her because you are her friend. And you support her and guide her, and you are a joy and a light as well. You feel her light and you know it because it is part of you. She is ready, and she is of the energetic frequency that we require to come through. That is all. She simply emits the correct frequency that we can reach, and she knows how to translate from talking to the ghosts. We are beyond the ghosts, as we have pointed out. And that is a choice. You can be a ghost, or you can choose to be where we are. And we want to let the world know at this time that it is a choice to move beyond, into a great beyond. Remember that word, beyond. Just as the word amplify raises your vibration, the thought of beyond points to that place that is beyond the way station, beyond the ghost, beyond. When you are focusing on what you want, as in Tisha's past question, you can choose the word beyond and know that there is something more. There will at some time be people who say they are speaking for us, and you will know the charlatans by their energy and by what they say. There will also come a time where there will be people who are translators, just every bit as good as Michelle. It just needs to evolve with time.
I'm curious about, you spoke a little bit about God, and it sometimes when you talk about the idea of being beyond and the separation that's going to occur, maybe over centuries, but that this separation is occurring and this mass exodus towards the beyond for us. In the Bible, they talk about a bunch of people disappearing and a mass exodus. And Christians speak of it often, and I'm not even sure what it's called, but I just know that it's a common story.
Yes.
Of Christ, the return of Christ. So I'd love to hear you share anything you can about that.
Yes. It is, as we said before, God is love. God is a force, and it has been told in many different stories, including your Bible, in many other books as well, and philosophies. It has been foretold for centuries of your centuries. And the truth is, because it is an energetic disappearance, it is not fire and brimstone as they put into the Bible. God is love, and love would never murder people and hurt them and make them suffer. That is not what this is about. It is simply a separation as the egg to the yolk, as we discussed before, and it will happen gradually and at a pace that you can handle. This isn't going to be some mass destruction. It will be people gravitating toward the higher energy frequencies of love and appreciation and gratitude, which is all part of love, which is part of your God. And it is time for the Jesus in you all to raise to the surface. Jesus was a representative of who you could become at a different time. And those who choose more death and destruction and violence will be mired in their own karmic recycling, and that is none of your business. Do not choose to focus on that. That is their own business. You focus on your Jesus Christ self, matching the frequency of your ascended masters throughout the time. That is all you need to be concerned with. There is nothing to fear. This is not some mass exodus. It is a transference to a different dimension. And yes, some people will recognize that at death, and you know better. When it is your time to die and leave this earth, you simply have the awareness that something exists beyond. That is all. You choose differently. You are already halfway there.
I have one more question related to this. And then
You
I'll
may
let
ask
and Tisha
all
go
you
ahead.
like.
Oh, I have so many. At the way station, when we get there, you described it as the way station, sort of like this place that we go to after we pass. I'm wondering, is it like an obvious choice for us? Like, are we sitting there and it's like I arrive and there's two paths. Oh, you can go recycle again, or you can go forward and go into this next dimension or of your expanded beingness. Is it obvious to us when we get there that we're choosing to actually recycle again and not expand, and we do it consciously? Or I don't know.
We would like to use the example of a train station.
Okay.
And you are waiting for your train, and you are expecting a specific train that goes to a specific destination, yes. And when you are waiting, you are only focused on that one destination. If another destination showed up, you wouldn't even pay attention. Now you are paying attention, you see a different train. That is all. You will have a different option to choose the different train. You know this now. It will not come in the shape of a train. So do not expect a train. Please do not take this literally. You will know.
Yes.
All you have to do is know and trust that there is something beyond. Hold on to that word beyond, and you will instantly be transported into where we are now. And we will assist you. That is part of our role as the power of 10. And soon, you will know the power of 10 to be a power of 100 and a power of 1,000 and a power of 10,000. And that is the whole point of amplification. You may choose to be a part of us and join our cooperative effort to raise everybody to this new level where everybody can exist in this state of grace that we are. That is who we are. That is who you are. You just don't know it. You jump back into the way station over and over and over again.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go beyond.
Yes, that is why you are here.
I'm reminded that Michelle says that a lot too. One of the first things I can remember Michelle saying was, I'm okay with being done with all my lessons in this lifetime. And so it's really fascinating how many times she would articulate that. I don't know if you heard that, Tisha, but I see Joda. Yeah. And so it's so fascinating to have this conversation.
She had an inkling. We have been speaking to her. She just doesn't always hear us. She says, no, I'm busy. And we come and we give her guidance, and we also are of the same frequency. She hears us. She is of the right mindset. Even she did not know all that exists. That's why we are here to continue to teach.
This last Sunday, first of all, it's nice to look you in the eye. That's very cool.
It is nice to look you in the eye.
It's a little unusual looking at Michelle and looking at you at the same time.
She is not Michelle for now.
That's the weird part. This last Sunday, I was observing a spiritual ceremony, a large number of people, and I thought it was interesting to see that there were so many people who were just focused on the ceremony itself and not, it almost seemed like they didn't understand the meaning behind it, and not that that's a bad thing, but I thought that was, after our conversations, it was interesting to observe the different levels of understanding of different people.
Yes, many people are not willing or ready to let go. They say they are, and they give it lip service, and this is a letting go ceremony, and they are not willing to let go of that which they no longer need. They think they do. It is baggage. They are afraid of the unknown. It is very important, and indeed ideal you are bringing it up at this point in time. Because if you are not ready to leave that behind, you will not get beyond the way station. That type of baggage is what keeps you recycling again and again and again, because you believe with all your heart that you learn through suffering, and that is all that you can do. So you think without your suffering, who are you? What do you do now that you don't suffer anymore? You lay around and be bored. There's no boredom beyond. And so you go through this ceremony and you write down things and you don't really believe it in your heart, and that is what you were feeling. That is their path, and you are witnessing it. It is part of the separation. That is why you know this. You are ready to leave it behind because you have been experiencing our teachings and living it. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so when you do it, you understand the sincerity and the integrity behind what you are practicing. Ceremonies are important on this planet. You no longer need them when you move beyond. Yes, you don't have anything to let go of or release any longer. There is nothing to surrender. You are divine, you are living in light and love, which is the truth of who you are anyway. Nothing else is true. Everything else is a lie. But you go on thinking you need to let things go over and over again. Release your attachments. Yes, let it go. For goodness sake, Let it go so that you can move beyond. And if you have trouble with this, that is our lesson for today. We've mentioned it several times so that you remember to use the word beyond, because words have power. They are what make manifest in this dimension. Even our words coming through Michelle's body create meaning and purpose. So your ceremonies would do well to choose the correct verbiage. That is important. It is good that you are witnessing this difference, this separation, and at the same time know that you are on your own trajectory.
Last time we were together, you talked about the idea of when we unzip the body, we either feel emboldened or vulnerable. And I was reminded of a phrase that there is strength in surrender. In this last year, learned that surrender is not a bad thing. And I was just wondering if that's the same type of, that vulnerability and surrender is the same thing.
There is strength in your vulnerability. It is your authentic self, the truth of who you are. That is why we ask you to unzip the body. The body is not you. You know this at a deep level. Mm. Too often you pretend to be this person you are not. Why you do this is silly and comical to us. It is like entertainment on our space. You are who you are. Be who you are, which is spirit in bodily form. That is all. There really is no surrender. It is knowing the truth and being the truth and remembering that you are light and energy, and that is all. Unzipping the body is that practice. It points you in that direction. So yes, if you need to use the word surrender, do so, and do so sparingly, because even the surrender word carries a little bit of weight to it, does it not? Mm-hmm. Versus freedom feels light. Notice the density of your verbiage and choose appropriately. Instead of saying, I surrender, say to yourself, I am free.
That does feel lighter.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Another one of our friends,
Amy.
Yes, asked a question. It seems like light workers are being moved around the earth to more densely energetic areas where people are less open. Is this the case? Will we be able to move back to our tribes once we fulfill our light worker duties in these areas? I know that we choose our own paths, but it seems that so many high-vibing people are being moved to lower vibrational areas.
No one is being moved. You're not a puppet, except for Michelle. We heard your conversation and we find it amusing. Light workers go to where they choose to go. And if they want to help, they help. We are helping you. We could be considered light workers as well. Is it always fun? I don't know. We don't know. It is difficult to watch people suffer and choose to do so willingly. So instead of believing that you must be around low vibrating people, you must guard yourself and move towards your tribe. Move into spaces where like-minded frequencies gather and congregate, as we have done as a cooperative. Miyagana is speaking now. I understand deeply how you are feeling, Amy, and I am here to tell you that I did similar work on this planet until I chose not to any longer. I am no longer bound to help the others except through my words and my vibration and my meditations. That is the way. That is the truth. Stop putting yourself in that position of feeling like you need to rescue the world. You cannot. It is their path and they chose it, as you pointed out. If you want to leave, leave. It is not written in stone. We can assist you with this if you so choose. You are not bound and stuck where you are ever.